Welcome to Slammiversary. As you can see, I've changed the graphics. It's pay-per-view time, but let's see what happened on the go-home show first so we can refresh our memories. Here's what happened on Impact June 10th. It started with a recap from last week. Bischoff opened the show and called out Sting and Anderson and told them it's time to pick your poison. Sting picked Morgan and Anderson picked Jarrett. TNA announced that Kazarian would have to defend the X title in an Ultimate X at the pay-per-view. Anderson defeated Matt Morgan by pulling the tights. Matt Morgan cut a promo on Hernandez. The Pope found the right path. 8-man tag. RVD said that he's gonna face Steiner with PT in a shark cage at the pay-per-view. World Elite tried to beat down but backfired. Gunner defeated Orlando Jordan. Joe defeated Styles via Coquina Clutch when Flair's music distracted Styles. We got Styles and Flair confrontation. Flair challenged him one-on-one at Slammiversary. Robbie got challenged by Zack Ryder after beating Brian Kendrick. Aries and Daniels exchanged words before the pay-per-view. British Invasion beating the Guns, which put over Magnus, who is going to face Hardy for the global title. Christie announced she's a special guest referee. Sting defeated Jeff Jarrett after Jarrett appeared in a bad condition. And after the match, Angle was shocked at Sting's lack of empathy and he helped Jarrett. We're gonna set up a turn here. I think you can sense what I'm trying to do. We can move on to the pay-per-view now. And once again, I'm gonna say that if you want to read the results, you can just stop the video and read them quickly and not rely on me recapping the show. Because I already did the show. It's just a quick recap. So, as you know, the events in EWR, the pay-per-views and the special events actually have just 9 matches that you can book. As you can see, 8 matches on the main card and 1 pre-show. But for this pay-per-view, I actually have 11 matches. As you know, and I don't think a lot of you know, but after the pay-per-view is done, in the editor, the show appears as the same format as the TV shows. It has 11 segments. So after I book the pay-per-view, I can include my matches in the post-edit. So I can book all the matches on the pay-per-view that I want. So I have to tell you the matches that are gonna be of the show. That on the next episode I'm gonna do a recap and I'm gonna show you what happened. As you know, EWR is a limited game, so we have to find ways to get around the system. So we can only book 9 matches, but we can include the rest of the matches in the post edit, so it seems like it happened. I'm just gonna explain for the people that are wondering. So actually the first match is gonna be Beer Money against Generation Me for the tag titles, and I'm gonna give Beer Money the victory. Of course, they're gonna retain the titles. This is a short-lived feud. Now, the 2 matches that are gonna be out of the card that I'm gonna include later on the next episode when I'm doing the recap are gonna be the Ultimate X, where Kazarian is supposed to face Eric Young, Homicide, Suicide, Amazing Red, and Kendrick. Because Kazarian is gonna retain, so he's gonna retain the title. There's no need to have it on the pay-per-view booked. I'm just gonna include it later. And also, Hardy defeating Magnus for the global title is gonna be of the so-called card, because it's not gonna be a title change. It's not gonna be something meaningful. So these are the matches that you're gonna see on the next episode when I show you the recap. So we'll start the show with a fun match. Let's say it's a cage, but it's actually Pete Williams in a shark cage match. We'll start the show with RVD against Scott Steiner. This feud has been developing nicely for the past, I guess, 2 months. Of course, the blow-off is gonna be RVD winning, and you can imagine Pete Williams being in the shark cage and doing some shit, but at the end of the day, Steiner is gonna lose, because Steiner is just an enhancement talent who is, his role is to put over guys, not win. And Steiner is, I brought Steiner in because he's entertaining, and if you imagine this is a real show, you want Scotty on the show. He's a great persona. Oh man, it's for the Knockouts title. It's Awesome Kong and Tara, and Awesome Kong is gonna win. She's gonna win decisively. Because at Sacrifice, Tara won by some sort of a miracle. As you know, Awesome Kong is very dominant and she's gonna take the title here. So we got the first title change on the show. The next match on the card is gonna be Matt Morgan against Hernandez in a first blood match, and this again gonna be a blow-off. Some of the matches on the pay-per-view are gonna be blow-off matches, some of the matches are just gonna start a feud, like the Austin Aries and Daniels, and I'm sure Aries and Daniels are gonna have a great match. So we can't have Matt Morgan not win this, since Hernandez has been causing him problems all the way back when they split up when they were tag team champions. And Hernandez aligned himself with Homicide and they feud for a lot of time, so this is gonna be the end of this feud. Then we're gonna have the Zack Ryder and Robbie E match, where the guest referee is gonna be Christy Hemme. So this is gonna be a typical Russo swerve. We know that Zack is the face, Robbie is the heel, Christy is between them. But if you follow the show, the past weeks, Robbie has been trying to hit on Christy, but Christy has been pulling away. She doesn't want him. She even got a restraining order. She pretty much convinced Zack Ryder that she has no feelings about Robbie. She doesn't want to deal with him. And this is gonna be the turn. Robbie E is gonna win by a quick count. And Christy Hemme is gonna beat down Zack Ryder. And the purpose is gonna turn Christy Hemme. So the end of this feud will come when Christy Hemme aligns herself with Robbie E and turns heel, and Zack Ryder is a loser again. I don't want to book him as a loser, but it's just an entertaining way to end the feud. I couldn't really think of anything else to do. I could have booked Zack Ryder going over, but we already have two baby faces going over on feuds, as RVD beat Steiner and Matt Morgan beat Hernandez, so we can't have every babyface go over in a feud. And now we're gonna have the heel go over. Daniels is gonna win the first encounter. This is just the start of their feud, but they're gonna have a great match. I'm positive in that. So Daniels is gonna beat the Austin Aries by some sort of a small package, and his feet will be on the ropes or some other kind of a fuck finish. Now we are moving on to some of the bigger feuds that I have on the show. This was all undercard. I'm very interested in seeing what this feud will bring, what this match will do, because AJ is gonna win, obviously. We can't have Flair going over. But after the match, we are gonna have Let's say it's a running attack on AJ, but it's actually gonna be AJ Lethal. I'm gonna include him in this feud. So this was gonna happen. AJ is gonna beat Ric Flair. He's gonna beat him down. He's gonna be he's gonna be a heel. He's gonna beat him down in a vicious way. He's gonna try to beat him down after the match. But after the match, Lethal is gonna come out and he's gonna help Flair recover. He's gonna help him walk to the back. And this is the way that I can introduce Lethal in the feud in a subtle way. Because he's not gonna interfere in the match itself. He's just gonna help Flair walk to the back because Flair is gonna be beaten up. So this feud I wanted to develop. I never really wanted to do AJ and Flair. I wanted to do AJ and Lethal, but we had to find a way to move towards this direction. So this is a nice change of pace. So we can see that throughout the following weeks, I'm gonna build Lethal behind Flair, and we can build easily to this match. The next match is the 8-man tag. Team 3D, Jeff Jarrett and Kurt Angle versus World Elite, who tormented them for the past few weeks, and they messed up Angle's business. They messed up Jeff Jarrett's business, although Jeff Jarrett inserted himself by trying to get behind the Team 3D. I know this seems like an uneven match because World Elite is right now consisting of 3 mid-carders and Abyss, and the other part of the team is only main eventers. But this storyline will develop into something much bigger down the line. This is just the beginning. This will be a huge storyline. But you just have to wait to develop. I'm not really liking quick feuds. When I'm having a big storyline, I want to do it. I like planning for a lot of time ahead. Let's say that. This is just gonna be the start. There's gonna be a lot of changes for the following weeks. The main event is Sting and Mr. Anderson for the world title. This is gonna be an interesting way. So he's not gonna win by cheating. He just, as you can see, Mr. Anderson is gonna become the world champion, but he's gonna become the world champion not by cheating. He's gonna win after a masked man interfere in the match, and the masked man is gonna cost Sting the match. He's gonna particularly cost him the match. He's not gonna try to interfere when Anderson was over. So imagine Sting will have the upper hand, the masked man will provide a distraction, or there's gonna be a rev bump. I can't do an interference because the masked man is gonna be a mystery man. I'm not gonna reveal right now who he's gonna be. You're gonna see. This is the next angle I'm gonna develop. So Mr. Anderson is gonna become the world champion by an interference from a masked man. So Sting's world title reign of only 2 months ends at Slammiversary. $74 on the knockouts, $78 on Morgan Hernandez, $67 on the mid-card match, 89% on Austin Aries and Daniels, and the match quality is 100%. So 85% on AJ and Flair, that's great. 90% crowd reaction and AJ gained awareness after this match. 75 for the tag match and 86 for Sting and Mr. Anderson. 80% for this show is great. So on the next episode, you're gonna see the complete results. I'm gonna include the X Division match and I'm gonna include the Jeff Hardy match. I think this was a good show. The tag match, as I said, sucked, but the tag match, the purpose was to advance the storyline. It's not gonna be like this. I mean, the storyline is gonna develop in very much different directions. So the next pay-per-view we have is gonna be Victory Road on July 11th. We got 4 weeks of Impact shows up to the show, so I hope you guys enjoy the booking. I'm trying my best to make interesting storylines and feuds, so if you wanna say something for a booking or if you wanna critique me, you can write a comment. I will appreciate some feedback.